Okay, so this is mostly a test. See the quality of this video and how weird I sound, and yeah, how awkward I can potentially feel doing this, talking to a screen. This is Margaret Atwood's Good Bones and Simple Murders. I'm going to read a short story called Unpopular Gals. This is what I used to do when I was in speech, and this was my prose story. I actually got a third place award, so I'm number 3. Yay, go me. So with that, Unpopular Gals. Everyone gets a turn, and now it's mine. Or so they used to tell us in kindergarten. It's not really true. Some get more turns than others, and I've never had a turn. Not one. I hardly know how to say I or mine. I've been she, her, that one, for so long. I haven't even been given a name. I was always just the ugly sister, put the stress on ugly. The one the other mothers looked at, then looked away from, and shook their heads gently. Their voices lowered or ceased altogether when I came into the room, in my pretty dress, my leaden face scowling. They tried to think of something to say that would redeem the situation. Well, she's certainly strong. But they knew it was useless, and so did I. You think I didn't hate their pity, their forced kindnesses? And knowing that no matter what I did, how virtuous I was or hard-working, it would never be beautiful. Not like her, the one who merely had to sit there to be adored. You wonder why I stabbed the blue eyes out of my dolls with pins and pulled their hair out until they were bald? Life isn't fair. Why should I be? As for the prince, I think I didn't love him. I loved him more than she did. I loved him more than anything. Enough to cut off my foot, enough to murder. Of course I disguised myself in heavy veils to take her place at the altar. Of course I threw her out the window and pulled the sheets up over my head and pretended to be her. Who wouldn't, in my position? But all my love ever came to was a bad end. Red-hot shoes, barrels studded with nails. That's what it feels like. Unrequited love. She had a baby, too. It was never allowed. Everything you have ever wanted, I wanted also. A libel action, that's what I'm thinking. Put an end to this nonsense. Just because I'm old and live alone and can't see very well, they accuse me of all sorts of things. Cooking and eating children. Well, can you imagine? What a fantasy. And even if I did eat just a few, whose fault was it? Those children were left in the forest by their parents who fully intended them to die. Waste not, want not has always been my motto. Anyway, the way I see it, they were an offering. I used to be given grown-ups, men and women both, stuffed full of seasonal goodies and handed over to me at seed and harvest time. The symbolism was a little crude, perhaps, and the events themselves were, some might say, lacking in taste. But folks' hearts were in the right place, and in return I made things germinate and grow and swell and ripen. Then I got hidden away, stuck into the attic, shrunken and parched and covered in fusty draperies. Or why am I so often shown with a garden? A wonderful garden in which mouth-watering things grow. Mulberries, magic cabbages, Rapunzel, whatever that is. And all these pregnant women trying to clamber up over the wall by the light of the moon to munch up my fecundity without giving anything in return. Theft, you'd call it if you were at all open-minded. That was never the rule in the old days. Life was a gift then, not something to be stolen. And it was my gift. By earth and sea I bestowed it, and the people gave me thanks. It's true. There are never any evil stepfathers. Only a bunch of lily-livered widowers who let me get away with murder vis-a-vis their daughters. Where are they when I'm making those girls drudge in the kitchen or sending them out into a blizzard in a paper dress, working late in the office, passing the buck? Men. But if you think they knew nothing about it, you're crazy. The thing about these good daughters is they're so good, obedient, passive, sniveling, I might add. No get up and go. What would become of them if it weren't for me? Nothing, that's what. All they'd ever do is housework, which seems to feature largely in these stories. They'd marry some peasant, have 17 kids, and get a dutiful wife engraved on their tombstone, if any. Big deal. I stir things up. I get things moving. Go play in traffic, I say to them. Put on this paper dress and look for strawberries in the snow. It's perverse, but it works. All they have to do is smile and say hello and do a little more housework for some gnomes or nice ladies or whatever. And bingo! They get the king's son, the palace, and no more dishpan hands. Whereas all I get is the blame. God knows all about it. No devil, no fall, no redemption. Grade 2 arithmetic. You can wipe your feet on me, twist my motives around all you like. You can dump millstones on my head and drown me in the river. But you can't get me out of the story. Because I'm the plot, babe. Don't you ever forget it.